Hi foodies, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be making this super moist banana bread with a sprinkle of peanuts. Yeah, my family asked me to make this bread for them all the time, and if you want to learn how I achieve this perfect bread texture, watch to the end. Don't skip any part so you don't miss all the tips. Now we're going to start. I'm going to be as detailed as possible. Yeah, you're going to take 3 ripe bananas and you're going to mash those bananas in a bowl. Now you could use a stand mixer to save you time, but this is also fast here. So when you're done doing that, you just want to get a separate bowl, and I always mix my eggs in a separate bowl, before adding it to the main, and now we need melted butter. So you could use vegetable oil, but I've not tried that, so I always use the melted butter. And if you don't want to use melted butter, you can use a stand mixer, then you don't need to melt your butter. Yeah, so add your eggs to it, add some vanilla flavors, and you could use the cinnamon powder if you don't want to use the vanilla. It's totally optional. Now it's time to get our dry ingredients ready. Add your sifted flour to a bowl. Yeah, I'm just using the plain flour on this recipe. So I just made sure to add my flour in a bowl, and to this flour we're going to be adding some baking soda. Yeah, so you could use the 50-50 baking soda and the baking powder, but for this recipe I used just baking soda. So now I mix the dry ingredients together, and just to get everything in and mixed up, that's what I was doing. So while you're doing that, make sure your oven is on already. Make sure you're preheating your oven, because this is not going to take time at all. So you're going to add our wet ingredients to the mashed bananas, and now everything else to the dry ingredients. So how you want your texture to come out is going to determine how you're mixing your butter. So, but for me, I don't overmix it. I just keep it in between, not too smooth, and just there. And if you want to really see, some banana, like real crumbs when you done baking, it will be good. You don't, overmix. Don't overmash the bananas. Okay. So now you want to add everything together, put everything up together. At this point, the bowl was not so big, so I was just trying to just put everything together gently. Yeah, so just trying to do that. So I was done mixing at this point. Finally, I'm going to now transfer this to a lined baking bread pan. So if you don't want to line your pan, you can just grease your pan. It's okay. It's going to still come out very well. Now you're just going to make sure you scoop all of that precious batter into the pan. You don't want to waste any part of this, because it's going to come out amazing. Yeah, trust me. So I make sure I scoop every part of it and make sure I scoop it out, like scoop everything into the bread pan. So you're done scooping, make sure you give that a good tap at the bottom. Yeah, then sprinkle your desired nut. For this I was using peanuts, so I crushed the peanuts and I'm going to also top it up with some chocolatey chip. So it's just a mix of whatever works well for you. So I'm just going to add that to the top. I don't want my banana bread plain, I always want to put something on it. Transfer this to your oven and bake for 1 hour. I baked mine for 1 hour 5 minutes, so but you just keep checking and you have your skewers to just confirm. When it comes out clean, you know your bread is ready. Now you leave this to cool off, okay, for 20 to 30 minutes. Yeah, you leave this to cool, and when it's cool, you are now, just going to bring it out and cut it. Cut this out to your desired shape. For me, I'm going to drop the temperature I used to bake this bread to get the perfect, consistency and texture, and I'm going to drop that in the description. Do well to check it out there so you don't make any mistake. If you're baking this bread for the first time and you're using this method, I'm very sure you're going to get it right. Thank you for watching, guys. Now look at the way I was cutting this bread. I was so happy. It gives me so much joy to cut this bread because right there I was already eager to take a bite. Yeah, so much joy cutting the bread. Look at that. Look at the colorfulness, the color from the nuts and the chocolatey chip, everything giving it beauty and flavor and taste and everything. Thank you for watching, guys. Don't forget to hit the like button if you've enjoyed this video. Subscribe to my channel. See you next time.